scheduled to go under the hammer, making it the busiest week for auctions so far this year. Around 1,400 of those will be in Melbourne, where vendors are rushing to auction ahead of the Melbourne Cup week slowdown. So joining me now, Kevin Brogan, as he always does from CoreLogic. Good morning to you, Kevin. So it's a significant spike since we spoke last week.
Oh, look, and as you pointed out, it is centred around Melbourne. We discussed before with the impact of the AFL Grand Final how seriously Melburnians take their sport and public holidays. Look, the following week after Melbourne Cup, I expect we'll see a resumption of activity, but for the actual weekend, it'll be very quiet. So anyone listing at this time of year will try and avoid that weekend, and that's why we've seen such a big spike. And as you say, of the auctions in the country, I mean, over half of them are occurring in one capital city.
And what about Sydney, Kevin?
Yeah, well, so Sydney for basically the last 3 weeks has been pretty stable in terms of auction numbers. We've got 729 for the week ahead, and we had 727 last week. We've actually got a really strong clearance rate, 79.2% for the last week. So obviously the market is pretty robust.
Anything else standing out, whether it be in Brisbane or Adelaide or in Perth as well?
Yeah, look, so in Brisbane last week, we had the busiest auction weekend since about March, 140 auctions, clearance rate in the mid-40% range, which is actually reasonably strong for Brisbane. And as you can probably see, I'm here on the Gold Coast, so I just mentioned the clearance rate of 32.5% from 47 auctions on the Gold Coast.
And you're at the Australian Property Institute Annual National Conference. What are you learning, Kevin?
Oh, look, we've actually combined this year with the 10th WAVO Congress. That's the World Association of Valuation Organisations. So we've got international visitors from Hong Kong, the USA, Mexico, Germany, and we're Singapore as well. And we're sort of comparing notes about particularly the impact of technology on work practices.
All right, pretty good place to be, I've got to say, Kevin. Enjoy yourself.
Oh, it's lovely outside.
Excellent. Thanks very much for joining us. Good to talk. We'll chat to you again next week.